Once upon a time, in a faraway Yoruba village called Alife, there lived a wise and kind king named Oba Adegok. He was loved by his people because he was fair and always listened to their problems. But there was another king in a nearby village who was very jealous of Oba Adegok. His name was Oba Adekono. Oba Adekono wanted everyone to think he was the best king, and he did not like that Oba Adegok was so popular. One day, Oba Adekono decided to trick Oba Adegok. He sent a messenger to Alife with a message. The message said that Oba Adekono wanted to be friends and invited Oba Adegok to a big feast in his village. Oba Adegok, being kind and trusting, agreed to go. He took his best warriors and advisors with him, thinking it would be a joyful occasion. When Oba Adegok arrived at Oba Adekono's palace, the feast was already prepared. There were lots of delicious foods and drinks. Everyone was laughing and dancing. But Oba Adegok noticed something strange. Some of Oba Adekono's warriors were watching him closely, whispering to each other. Oba Adegok felt uneasy, but he did not want to offend his host. During the feast, Oba Adekono stood up and said, "Oba Adegok, I have heard that you are very wise and strong. Let us have a friendly competition to see who is the best." Oba Adegok agreed because he did not want to seem rude. They decided to have a wrestling match. The match began, and both kings were very strong, but Oba Adegok was wiser. He used his skill to win the match fairly. Oba Adekono was very angry and embarrassed. He could not believe that he had lost. His jealousy grew even more. He ordered his warriors to capture Oba Adegok and his men. "Take them to the dungeon," he shouted. Oba Adegok and his men were thrown into a dark and cold dungeon. Oba Adekono thought he had finally gotten rid of his rival. But Oba Adegok's people in Alife were very worried when their king did not return. They decided to rescue him. Led by the brave warrior Baligan, they marched to Oba Adekono's village. They fought bravely and managed to free Oba Adegok and his men from the dungeon. When Oba Adekono saw the courage and loyalty of Oba Adegok's people, he realized that being loved and respected was more important than being feared. In the end, Oba Adekono apologized to Oba Adegok and promised to change his ways. The two kings made peace, and their villages became friends. Oba Adegok returned to Alife, where his people welcomed him with open arms. They celebrated his safe return with a big feast of their own, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end.